Hello, Lindsay. How are you?
Good, Aubrey. How's it going on your end? How's everything?
I'm great. What have you been up to this summer, Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, I have been learning how to take care of my baby, my newborn baby. Hiking with him and getting active out into the world, first baseball games, things like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have like a baby Bjorn or whatever it's called, some kind of carrier
Yeah.
that you hold him in?
Yes, we do.
That's the
Yeah. So we carry
best.
him everywhere. He goes everywhere.
I love that. I remember graduating from one that where I held the baby on the front and then like a backpack when they're older they'd be in.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to go through all of the different
All of the
carriers for
stages. It'll
hikes.
be a, yep, oh, for sure.
That's
But I
awesome.
like the question you asked me, Aubrey. This applies to all of our listeners, whether they have a baby or not.
Yes.
You said, what have you been up to this summer? What's different about this question as opposed to asking, hey, what did you do this summer? Or what are you doing this summer?
Yeah, this is interesting. This assumes that you are right where we are in the States, right? Toward the end of summer, but still in it. So, you're not going to ask them, of course, a question set in the future or as if the summer is totally past. You're
Right.
still in it, right?
Yeah.
So we use present perfect. We say, what have you been up to? And we have a
Yes.
few questions today that are perfect for this time of year to ask someone what they've been doing over the summer.
Oh, yeah. So we're using present perfect. Good. Yes.
Yeah, and this is interesting because this happens all the time. Anyone that you run into right now, if you haven't seen them since the beginning of the summer, especially, this is the question to ask, right? There are a
Yes,
lot of
for sure.
things that would, that you wouldn't want to ask. Like, this is the go-to. Like, ask what they've been doing this summer.
Yeah, you might say, how's your summer going? But then getting into more depth, like, okay, what have you been doing? Right? What have you been up to?
Exactly.
What do you consider midsummer? Everyone has a different opinion as to when midsummer is.
Oh, it's different if
When,
you live in Arizona where I live because it
yeah.
gets hot in April and May. So
Oh,
June feels like midsummer.
June is
And then
midsummer for you.
August and
Okay.
September is like still height of summer, but then we're annoyed. I'm like,
Okay, got
so
it,
it's
got it,
funny.
got
What
it.
about you? What's midsummer in Colorado?
I guess I have a more traditional definition of summer, Memorial Day to Labor Day. So I always
Yes.
thought 4th of July was like the dead of summer,
Yeah, that
you
makes
know?
sense in the States for sure. And this
Yeah.
is interesting. I have a friend from Guatemala who was just mentioning that it's winter in Guatemala right now. Right. So this
Yes,
kind of
yes.
depends on where you are in the world. But if you are in the
Absolutely.
States or somewhere else where it's summer right now, right at the end of summer, you need
Mm-hmm.
these phrases. And if not, put them in your pocket. Or you
For
could say
sure.
winter, right? How's your winter going?
A
What have you been
little
up to
less
this
interesting.
winter?
How's your fall going? Right. What have you been up to?
Exactly.
Okay, we would say, what have you been up to this fall? I guess
Yeah,
it's
totally.
just so much more common because I think people go on summer vacation, right? And then they see
Yes.
their friends that they haven't seen in weeks. And what have you been up to this summer? A little bit more of a common question.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. So this is part 4 of our Splash into Summers series. This has been
Yes.
really fun. We have shared tips on connecting about summer activities, vacations, road trips. And in this final installment, we're sharing these fun phrases to ask how someone's summer is going. And you can
right, good.
absolutely listen out of order. So if you
Yes.
missed the first 3, stay to the end. We'll share where you can find those and just stay on the episode so that you can get these fun phrases to spark up this conversation.
Perfect. I love it. So, first question, right? How's your summer going? Right.
Yes. And the really important thing here is it's open ended, right? It's a friendly, open ended way to ask about someone's overall summer experience so far. So, for
Yes.
example, let's do a little mini role play.
All right.
Hey, good to see you. How's your summer going?
Pretty well. We've been spending a lot of time at the lake.
Oh, fun. Which lake do you go to?
There you
And
go. So
yes.
now we have the beginning of a great connection, a great conversation.
Exactly. It's always going to open from there. It's going to build. You'll have something fun to ask about.
Yeah, this episode reminds me of just being a kid and being off on summer vacation, you know?
Yes, the best.
Again, you don't have to be off on summer vacation and a kid to use these phrases. It just reminds me of that. You know?
Yeah, right. Summer. You can't help
yeah.
but remember being free as a kid. But let's do another little role
Yeah.
play here. Start us out on this one, Lindsay.
Okay. Hey, how's your summer going so far?
Busy. We've taken a few short trips and we leave again next week.
Oh, fun. Where are you going next week?
Nice. So notice
go.
for both of these, it's so interesting how if you're only thinking about what you're going to say next, or maybe you're thinking about what you can share about yourself, it would be really easy to immediately turn it to you and be like, oh, I've been busy too, and share something. But notice for
Right.
both of these role plays, instead, we're opening it up, we're asking follow-up questions, and that's what's going to build the
Yes.
connection more, right? Whatever they
Very
say
good
they've been
catch.
doing, ask for details, ask for more information.
Yeah, really important here. Such a connection moment, but it really
Yes.
depends on how you answer those questions. What is the next question you ask? Is it about you or is it about them? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And our
Yes.
next question here is what I asked you. What have you been up to this summer? And this is
Mhm.
fun. Up to is just this like much more positive spin on what have you been up to? It
Yeah.
assumes something fun could be shared.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Looking for, maybe they've taken a trip, done any activities. So let's do a role play.
All
Ready?
right. What have you been up to this summer?
Well, I've been hiking almost every weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. Which hike was your favorite? Or
All
for you,
right,
I might
good.
say like, oh, are you taking the baby?
I
Right? So
know,
the more
right?
you know about them, the more you can make it personal, right? If they have
Yes,
shared details, then you can ask about that. And that's what builds the
of
connection
course.
when you remember things, when you really care about the details of their life.
Exactly. And there's one more role play we have here.
All right, I'll start
Go
us
ahead,
out.
Aubrey.
So good to see you. What have you been up to this summer?
Well, I'm mostly visiting friends and trying new restaurants. What about you?
Nice.
Yeah,
And this
good.
is interesting too. You can answer, of course, and then immediately ask them, what about you? Like, what's your answer for this? But I
Right.
want to point out something else here. Of course, the next step is to build, but we always want to make sure that we are asking these open ended questions, right? This is sort of a pro tip that it's
Yeah.
not always wise to ask, have you taken any fun trips this summer, for
Yeah.
example? Because
Right.
what happens if the answer is
The
no?
answer is no. It would be a real downer for connection, right?
Exactly. Because what if they haven't gone on a trip? Then maybe they're too busy. Maybe they can't afford it. They just have to say no. Then it's uncomfortable if they ask you and you have all these fun trips to talk about. So
Yeah, that's
that's
not,
why
yeah.
these open ended questions are so important. Let's do a little example of what that might look like if you do
Yeah.
it wrong, right? Have you taken any fun trips this summer, Lindsay?
Oh, no, I've just been slammed with work. What about you?
Oh, yeah. We just got back from California. It was so fun. Now I've
And the
made it
energy
awkward.
just, yeah, the energy just went out of our conversation completely.
Exactly. So it's much better to ask these open ended questions. How's your summer going? What have you been up to this summer?
Yes, love that idea. So important for connection, Aubrey.
Yes. Hey, quick question. Do you want to feel more confident when you speak English? If so, we made a free guide for you. It'll help you avoid those common mistakes and start speaking more naturally in real conversations. Go grab it in the description below. And if this is helpful for you, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're here 5 times a week to help you connect in English.
Right. So we're back and let's go for a role play, shall we?
Yes, we are neighbors here and we run into each other at the grocery store. And though we're neighbors, I'm pretty sure this because I was thinking, you're especially going to ask this if you haven't seen them for a few weeks, right? If I saw you
Okay.
last week, I might not say, how's your summer going?
Yeah, that'd be a little weird.
It's more if you haven't seen someone in a little while, so you know they've been doing some living this summer that you could ask about, right?
Yes,
So
something
we
to
haven't
talk
seen
about.
each other in a few weeks.
Yes. Here we go. Hey, Aubrey, how's your summer going?
Really well. We've been spending a lot of time at one of the community pools, the one by Highland High School.
Oh, nice. I heard that one is really fun.
It is. They have a lazy river and 2 big slides. My kids love it. What about you? What have you been up to this summer?
Well, we haven't done too much outside, to be honest. It's just so hot. Last week we went to an event downtown, though. That was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. What event?
Nice. Sounds like a very typical conversation between neighbors, right?
Yes, right. But it's interesting because there's a lot of connection skills going on here, right? Like we mentioned, open-ended questions so that they are going to have some kind of answer. Even if they haven't been able to go on any trips, they've done something that they can share, right? Like this mom talking about a community pool she's taking her kids to. They might
Right.
not have gone on any trips, but she can share that they're going to the pool.
Exactly. So it's all about, not wanting, it's so much better because you'll learn more about people too, right? You don't want to ask these specific questions where it's just one answer. What else can you learn about the person, right? By asking open-ended questions.
Exactly. And then allow it to go deeper like this. Ask follow-up questions, right? Like here I first said, how's your summer going? Or you said, how's your summer going? And then I'm saying, well, spending all this time at the pool. And you built on that, right? Oh, I heard that one's really fun. Because you could immediately turn it back to yourself, but you're going a little deeper, asking for details, sharing that you heard the pool is fun. That's how we're building this connection because it would make me feel like you really care about what I've been up to.
Absolutely. Really good stuff. So we do have another episode. Aubrey, this is part 3 for our listeners to go back to the previous episode in this series. Yeah.
Yes. This was on Saturday, August 15th, Splash into Summer Part 3. And that was 4 games for any road trip. So if you missed that one, scroll up and you can also catch Part 1 and Part 2. This series was so fun with conversation, strategies, phrases, everything you need to know to have fun conversations this summer.
All right. Are you planning on taking any big road trips this summer, Aubrey? I know gas prices are a little high in the U.S. right now.
Gas prices are terrible. We are going to Rocky Point next week, and then I always drive up to Idaho, but I am kind of dreading the gas bill.
Yeah,
it's going to be ugly.
But nothing like summer road trips. They are the best. So ask people, build connection by asking people what they're excited about. A lot of people love summertime, so connect over it. Right?
Absolutely. Yes. Use these phrases, ask somebody, and connect in English this summer. Thanks for joining me, Lindsay. So fun.
All right. Thank you, Aubrey. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.